So after seeing all the various AMD APU builds, I've decided to make one of my own with some new parts and some old parts. I've got the Ryzen 3 2200G, a WD Green M.2 240GB SSD, 8GB of Kingston DDR4 2400, an older Windows 8 Pro Pack, which was an upgrade kit, but you can use the license with Windows 10 to install it. And I've got the Gigabyte board on the left, which is an ITX board, and a 875 watt Thermaltake modular power supply. And now to begin with, I'll start with the motherboard itself. So the GA-AB350N-Gaming Wi-Fi board, which at the time of purchase, I've had this for a bit over a year now, and I had a Ryzen 3 in there to begin with, but at the time this was about the only ITX board that was available for the AM4. So it was originally purchased for that, to go into a Coolermaster 110 case, which this particular build will be going back into that older case. It's got a single, I believe, 140 centimeter fan at the front, and that's all it's got for cooling, which, being a small low powered APU, should be perfectly fine. And the main reason for me going towards the 2200G as opposed to its bigger brother was purely because of price. I just wanted to see what a extreme budget machine would be without going to the Crystal Ridge APUs, which, yes, they're good, they're cheap, but they're a bit too far dated for today's gaming. Considering games like Fortnite, Counter-Strike Go, this chip will already be under a bit of stress with those kind of games, let alone having a processor that's based on about 3-year-old technology. That's really going to struggle. I'd be kind of doubtful I'd be playing them at a smooth rate that most people would be happy with. And being that the gaming Wi-Fi board uses the AM3 style of socket on there, or comes with that needs to be removed first, so then I'll be able to attach the Ryzen cooler on there, which this particular one definitely seems a lot smaller and a bit less metal than the previous Ryzens I'm used to dealing with, but that's certainly okay with this one, being it's designed to be a low profile or low heat machine, which clearance is definitely an issue on this Coolermaster case with the power supply living just above it, but we'll see that later on in the video. Now with this particular build, the sum of the parts is reasonably good, but for the performance it's pretty good value for money. One thing I do alter later on in this video, and we'll also be having a follow-up video for this, which with rendering time will probably come out before this actual video you're seeing here. I've done a comparison with a single 8GB of DDR4 that's in this one, as opposed to two 4GB, which results for that were a bit surprising, but overall, yeah, you'll just have to check that one out. It will only go for about 3 to 4 minutes, so it's probably worth your time if you're a little bit interested in that. But from here on out, I think I'll just let the majority of this video play out. I do a BIOS update a bit later on in the video. It was going from BIOS version F10, which was about a year old, to BIOS version, I believe it was F22C, or something very similar to that. Which, one thing I forgot to factor in is whether or not this board would boot with this processor, but I did have it up to date enough that it would allow it to post, and from there I was able to update the BIOS even further. So yeah, a not bad little machine, a very tiny little machine, but yeah, I'll catch you later.